This is probably naive for me to say, but I thought racism only existed in the United States, and at the time of such thought, South Africa because of apartheid. I did hear some isolated issues in Europe and Australia, but that did not deter or detract my thinking that racism was a problem exclusively in the United States of America. As technology grew, I have learned that racism is a global problem that is as infectious and deadly as the coronavirus. Unfortunately, the internet has brought out the worst in humanity, and I've seen it at its worst. On Facebook, I have been asked to assist in moderating a large group that has about 90,000 members in it. When you enter this group, the title page says, "Poetry is everywhere, Black Lives Matter." Displayed are various clenched fists that are different hues of black. So there is no surprise that when you enter this group, what this is all about. In my short time as being a moderator, I have seen the worst of humanity in full in living color. I've seen black members being bullied and ostracized, criticized, and yes, even marginalized. I've seen the chant "All Lives Matter" as a means to thwart and minimize the efforts of this movement. This chant is very racist as it displays ongoing bigotry that continues to plague the world globally. It is not enough to agree to disagree. However, some of the members want to take it to the extremes, which prompts moderators like myself to take action because their racist behaviors violates the rules of the group. A group this large has shown me how deeply ingrained racism and prejudice has gotten all over the world. I've seen racism in Ireland, London, New Zealand, and Australia. It appears that if your skin is dark, that you cannot escape racism and bigotry anywhere. The open use of the word nigger, monkeys, jigaboo, sambo, along with the chants "Go Back to Africa" have come across my screen more times than I can count. It makes you wonder what has an indigenous race of people have done to warrant such hatred from everyone. What is more interesting is that our culture is embraced as everybody wants to be black, but not be black. Everyone profits off of black people and then turn around and wants to hate us on the other hand. Even as we speak, corporations are siding with BLM only because they know that if they don't, it will impact their bottom line. It is the new slavery, or should I say corporate lynching, because blacks have the tendency to make others rich while staying poor. The infighting amongst blacks only serves as another source of contention. The internet has given rise to cyberbullying and a platform for people to spew their racist rhetoric. It also allows people to be cowards rather than face-to-face contact. In the group that I was asked to moderate, in a span of 12 hours, I had to remove, block, and delete some of the most racist posts that I've ever seen in my life. Need I remind you that I was born between two civil rights icons, Martin and Malcolm. I thought that Jim Crow only existed in the United States. However, sadly, I am wrong. The internet has allowed me to see the worst side of humanity. People all over the world just want a reason to hate, and it appears that they are greater in numbers than those who want equality and justice for all. I am angry that the world got to see and hear the deaths of Trayvon Martin, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Jacob Black, Ayanna, Stanley Jones, and many more dying at the hands of the new KK and Jim Crow. How disheartening is it to know that racism is global and is more infectious than COVID-19? Where did humanity go, as it seems like it cannot be found anywhere? Love and kindness have been abated and abandoned. Democracy is not highly favored as the most sought-after form of government any longer. Our failures in voting have allowed the stench to infiltrate the nostrils of humanity in the world. With the current president, we truly have become the clowns of the world. Technology has provided a vehicle for people to carry out hate speech and bigotry with no penalty. The sad part is that there is only so much you can do, as people can create new fake profiles anytime they want. As a moderator, I can block them all. However, they still can come back in with a different profile. This is a war that we can't ever win. For me to make that statement shows how bad the problem is. Sadly enough, I do not think that this will ever change, as the world is devoid of humanity and goodwill to all. It is easier to hate than to love. Loving someone takes a special skill because you have to see them as an individual and as a person rather than an object of disdain and hate. Thank you for listening. God bless.